Ladies and gentlemen, thank you, Becky, for reminding me of the good old days when interest rates were 20%. You know, I feel that I have a particularly heavy responsibility this evening. I'm going to help to present Gene Ludwig with the Foreign Policy Association Medal. As I thought about it, it seemed to me a very odd assignment. If truth been told, I've been jealous of Gene Ludwig for some time. It started with the fact that he went to Haverford. I don't know what you know about Haverford. It's a small college. I've never actually been there, but I've known people who've been there. And I'm telling you the truth when I say every graduate I know that went to Haverford tells me that he was exceedingly proud of that place. So in absentia, I miss it. Gene told me Haverford has actually a special claim to fame. It ranks #1 in being the least popular party place. So be it. Gene went on to the Yale Law School. Well, you know about the Yale Law School. It's the classic breeding place for high and greatly respected public officials. Now, these days, I occasionally get invited, but I don't have a degree from Yale. As President Kennedy once said, I had to settle for a Harvard education. But then Gene went on to Oxford. He went with a rare and honored fellowship. He was rewarded with a third degree. I've been to Oxford too. I've been there several times, but as a tourist. Well, then Gene went on to be a lawyer, a Washington lawyer, rising in the profession, challenging regulation on behalf of clients. That's the job. Then he was appointed by President Clinton to become a regulator himself. That's an interesting reversal. And he had nothing less than the grandest title of banking regulation, Controller of the Currency. Now that happens to be an office that preceded the origin of the Federal Reserve by 50 years. So he had a certain rank on me. I think he did a pretty good job at repealing some of the regulations, Glass-Steagall and all that I'd spent a decade trying to keep. Now, of course, we know Gene Ludwig in a somewhat different guise as founder of a really hugely successful consulting firm. A firm that not ironically helps banks repair their relationships with the regulators themselves to make peace with the markets and with the regulators. Now, I reject entirely the thought that Gene actually fomented the financial crisis for business purposes. Well, look, I realize I'm getting on in years, so you can excuse a little frivolity when I make an introduction, but this is a serious occasion. It's an important award. It really is an important reward by the for the Foreign Policy Association. It's tribute to a man who, whether he was in or out of government service as technically defined, consistently acted in the nation's service. Now, in recent years, we've joined together on a number of occasions to say and publish a few words of wisdom about what should be or shouldn't be done to deal with the financial crisis and build a stronger banking system. You can see that despite all our efforts, we haven't been 100% successful. But I tell you, this is a man who is concerned with the public interest. And when you think of the complications of the present financial world in which we live, there's obviously a need that goes beyond the boundaries of the United States for analysis and reform. Finance is inextricably tied to international affairs. It bears on foreign policy, like it or not. And Gene Ludwig's efforts, past and present, no doubt in the future as well, will provide the strongest possible grounds for the Foreign Policy Association Medal. It is an honor richly deserved. Gene, I take particular pride in the opportunity we've had to work together and to stand here on the same podium in honor of this award that you so justly deserve. Thank you very much.